Hi everyone, I'm here. So this is a story about a woman who was certain that her husband was cheating on her. She never had any proof until one day she found his phone with some very explicit text messages. She confronted him and he admitted that he had been seeing someone else. He begged her for forgiveness and promised it would never happen again, but she was done. She wanted a divorce. He tried to talk her out of it. He said that if she left him, he would never forgive himself. He told her that he still loved her and that all he needed was another chance. But she refused. She told him that she didn't want his pity and that she deserved better than to be his second choice. After a while, he stopped begging and started threatening. He told her that if she left him, he would make sure that she would never find anyone else. He said that he would destroy her life and that she would never be happy again. She was scared, but she knew that she had to do what was best for her. She couldn't let him control her or destroy her life, so she took the kids and moved in with her parents. A few weeks later, she started seeing someone new. She was careful at first, but she soon realized that this man was everything her ex-husband wasn't. He was honest, trustworthy, and loving. She fell in love with him and they decided to get married. At the same time, her ex-husband was spiraling out of control. He lost his job, his house, and eventually his sanity. The woman who he was seeing on the side no longer wanted anything to do with him, and he was left all alone. One day, he checked into a psychiatric hospital, and that's where our story begins. Okay, so I'm sitting in my office and the door opens and this guy walks in. He's disheveled and clearly not well, but he insists that he needs to see me. I ask him why and he says that it's urgent. I tell him that I don't have time, but he begs me to listen to him for just a few minutes. I finally agree, and he tells me his story. He tells me that he is there to get help because he is having thoughts of killing his ex-wife. He says that he couldn't control these thoughts, and that he is afraid he might hurt her or even kill her. I ask him why he feels this way, and he tells me that she left him for another man. I ask him if he's still in love with her, and he says, yes. Then I ask him, do you think that killing her would solve your problems? He looks at me and says, no, but I can't control these thoughts. So I tell him that the only thing that he can do is to try to control these thoughts. I tell him that he has to try to move on and that he couldn't let his ex-wife destroy his life. He looks at me and thanks me for my help. He says that he understands and that he will try. He leaves my office and I go back to work. I shake my head and sigh. I can't believe that this guy is actually serious. He thinks that he can kill his ex-wife and that it will solve his problems. He needs help, but unfortunately, he doesn't want to get help. A few days later, he comes back to my office. He's even more disheveled than before and he's clearly not well. He tells me that he hasn't been sleeping or eating, and that he couldn't stop thinking about killing his ex-wife. I tell him that he needs to get help, but he refuses. He tells me that he doesn't want to go to a mental hospital, and that he doesn't want to take medication. He says that he just wants to kill his ex-wife and then he'll be happy. I tell him that I'm sorry, but I can't help him. He gets angry and starts yelling at me. He tells me that I'm a bad person and that I'm a terrible therapist, and just as I'm about to call security, he takes out a knife and holds it to his own throat. He tells me that he's gonna do it, and then he runs away. And that's when I knew that I had to find him before he did something that he couldn't come back from. I called the police and I told them everything. They were able to track him down and they brought him back to the hospital. As for the ex-wife, she's now in protective custody and her life is definitely in danger. I hope that the police are able to protect her because this guy really seems like he is capable of anything at this point. Anyways, that's my story. Thanks for listening.